everyone, and welcome to this very, very special day. We are here to launch a very special book that's close to our hearts, right at the Christmas and New Year intersection. And like the joys of Christmas that bring in new messages for everyone, this is a book that's going to want to make you think. The name of the book is The Other Human, a miraculous mystery in fairyland that's written by a very, very special author. But before I go into detail on what the book is, I'm going to read to you the first page of the book. And I know that you're going to be hooked by this page. Here goes. About a couple hundred years ago, on a bright day, an extraordinary tale began. A beautiful young girl appeared at the gates of fairyland. She was about 11 years old and had a bold and daring personality. She was soon the talk of the town, but the shocking news was that she was the only human in the land of pretty and dazzling fairies, fairyland. Surprisingly, she didn't remember anything about herself. Little did she know she was going to have a life changing experience. Well, this has been a life changing experience, not just for our character who finds herself in a new land, but also for each one of us who is part of this launch today. As a publisher, Bookosmia is very, very pleased to be bringing out this book to you, The Other Human. And the reason for that is the whole definition of author needs to be broadened. We have seen that it's always restricted to a very narrow definition of who an author can be, what an author can look like, what an author can write. But I think when we have a young author like the one I'm going to introduce to you very, very soon, you will see that barriers are being broken like never before. Young voices need to speak out. The stories of every young person is important. And we at Bookosmia are privileged to be able to publish these wonderful books to the world outside, not just to our audience in India, but to an audience worldwide. And not just online and in physical, but in stores as well, and in lit fests, and in fairs, and in every place where book lovers reside. And with that message, let me bring to you our very special author of today with whom we'll be having a conversation, Dia Khanna. I know a lot of you already know her well, but let me give a very, very quick introduction about Dia. Dia Khanna is a passionate writer who dwells on imaginative thoughts. She's a teenager who loves feeling the suspense and mysterious elements in books. Dia belongs to Delhi, and as a daughter of an army officer, she has stayed at many places all around the country. Her writing journey began with co authoring two books, one mystery and the other horror. Other than writing, Dia immensely enjoys reading, journaling, and reflecting upon music. A fun fact about her, she has a furry spot, rather a golden spot for golden retrievers. And with that, I welcome Dia into the conversation. Welcome, Dia.
Yeah, thank you so much for that introduction. I take this opportunity to firstly thank everyone for joining on a day that means so much to me. For all those who don't know me deep, my mind is like a browser with around 50 tabs open at the same time. Well, definitely it gets chaotic sometimes, but I think having so many thoughts leads to some very great ideas. Reading is my passion, and so is writing. But I personally believe that reading novels acts as a fuel to my writing. It opens up my mind, inspiring me to create my own little world, my own characters, and my own stories. Through the stories I write, I live in the plot, hear the voices of the characters, and sense their emotions. And that experience is so blissful for me. I'm feeling quite excited to share the story with everyone, and I hope everyone will enjoy and get mesmerized in the land of magic.
Thank you, Dia. You spoke about a lot of tabs being open, and it is such a beautiful representation of how an author's mind works. Probably for any creative person, we like to borrow a little bit from everyone around us and the places around. And I want to start with one question to you. You said so many tabs are open. When did this writing tab open for you?
Okay, so this is a very interesting story, and I would take you through a timeline. So when I was 6, the first thing I ever wrote was a short poem on the topic of a dog. And when I completed that poem, I felt so proud of myself, and I wanted to feel that again and again. So eventually, I started writing stories, and in the lockdown, I would look up at the sky and form perspectives. So and soon I began co-authoring and publishing. So when I co-authored those two stories, I got the confidence of writing my own book.
Talk to us about The Other Human. It's a very intriguing title, first of all. Okay. I don't know. It's mysterious. You're giving out something. It's something to do with humans, but then again, you say other human, which implies that some other species involved. Tell us about the idea of the book, of course, without giving too much about the plot.
Okay. So so when I started writing, I had it in my mind that I'm going to go with mystery and fantasy. So mystery is my favorite genre for reading, and for writing, it is fantasy. So when I thought about it, I had it clear in my mind that I had to do something with those two genres. So I think that led on to the story.
What's interesting to me here is that so I have the privilege of speaking and mentoring young writers as well. And one mistake all writers, irrespective of age, make is they focus on the book itself without focusing on themselves as a writer. And here we have a young writer who talks about what she likes to read and what she likes to write. And that, to me, is the first step of every good writer. The day you figure out what you like to read and what you like to write, that is the making of someone that's going to be really, really good at their craft. Because as a writer, you have to be authentic. You can't just go on and say, just because I like J.K. Rowling, I'm going to write the next J.K. Rowling. But you are not J.K. Rowling, right? While we may love J.K. Rowling, but this is you as an author. You have something unique to offer to the world, and I have to applaud this young writer who's got that spot on. Wonderful to see that. Dia, you've in your bio, you've written about the fact that you've moved several cities, and because of that, probably several schools and friends, etc. And in our book, we have this situation where this person also finds herself in a new place. Tell us, is that a parallel that you drew from your life when you wrote about this?
Yeah, I believe that surely what I experience in real life will surely, come somewhere in my writing. So I think that's what makes me relate to the main character of the story, which is Astrid.
Do you see yourself in Astrid in the way that she's written? Did you look at yourself and say, "This is how I went through, and so I wrote something for Astrid"? Did that happen in the book?
Yeah, I definitely think that it influenced that. Definitely, but yeah, uh, Astrid is very similar and very different to me in some ways. I think she is a mixture of the real me and what I want to be in my imagination.
That's a beautiful answer. So tell us a little bit more about your writing process. Every writer has a very individual writing process. Like, so for example, some like to think a lot and then they take very fancy stationery. They sit out in the garden and they need to experience nature. And then for some people, it's like thrives in a chaotic space in the back pages of books, etc. In a blackboard on hotels, napkins, etc. What is your writing process like?
Okay, so I think I think a lot about the plot, but thinking doesn't really get me anywhere, to be honest. The idea comes randomly. Uh, and yeah, about the writing process, writing this book was so much fun. Especially to have Myra on the side and one side of my screen was great support. Whenever I felt demotivated or fused, I would see her totally engrossed in writing, which inspired me to get back to writing my own story. uh, I won't say writing this story was a smooth sail, though. I did have some challenges in writing this. So, especially writing in the middle of the exams or after the exam, when you have to, get back and pick up from where you left, that was really difficult for me.
You said such an important point here, Dia, when you said that, thoughts, just having a lot of thoughts are of no use. And that is so incredibly true. A lot of us have dreams and we think of, oh, I will do this. Now, especially, 2025 is here. That means fresh resolutions are here. But how many of you actually have the dedication to go on and accomplish that dream? I think those who are able to dream, but more than that, are able to fulfill, certainly have that something X factor in them that helps them go through it. For you, you already spoke of some challenges that you faced while writing this book. Tell us a little bit about that, and tell us also, how did you get through those challenges?
All right. So, firstly, I did mention about picking up from where I left after exams. Also, at several points, I found myself stuck thinking about what I should write next. But I think reading the story again and again, living in the plot, and seeing the whole story in front of me as a character definitely helped overcome those challenges.
Very nice to know. Dia, is there a book, is there a message that you have with this book, or at least what you think the book represents for you as a writer? Of course, every reader who's going to go through your book is going to have their own message, right? It's a personal interpretation. But I want to know from the author's side.
All right. So, as the writer, I tried to represent through my story to always be curious, be optimistic in any situation that life throws at us. I think Astrid and Leo's adventure also gives a huge message of being inclusive, which is really important in these days.
Fantastic answer. All right, and Dia, you've already spoken so well and with amazing, poise. Tell us, for all those who are listening in, anyone who's now inspired to kickstart their writing or probably left it midway, what are the three writing tips you can share with them?
I believe everyone has a different writing journey. However, I would definitely like to share what I learned while writing. So, firstly, I think no one should judge their writing while they're still in that process. So, I think in the beginning part, I judged a lot. I was thinking whether readers would like it or not. But afterwards, I definitely learned that I should just focus on writing. And then, secondly, I think the writer should get in the shoes of the character, feel their emotions, to see what they see. I think that's really important. And lastly, I think everyone should have fun while writing. No one should just write for the sake of it.
That's the best point. Wonderful. And tell us, Dia, I know that you have a very good support system, who have helped you. So tell us about them and how, we always say writing is a very lonely process because it's you and your thoughts, and people can only support you to a certain point. After that, it's all on you on how you actually go and finish it. But tell us about your support system and how they've helped you.
All right. So my biggest mentor is my mom. So we used to sit on a Google Meet. My mom, who I call Captain in those sessions. So I sat along with Myra, Captain, and me. We used to sit together and we used to concentrate on writing. So I think that was a very big support for me. Seeing Myra writing motivated me to write further. We used to ask each other how many words we have written. That I think that was something very special for me. Also, my mom really guided me very well. She supported me at every point, whether I was stuck or at any point. So yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dia. It was a pleasure speaking with you. Don't worry, we're not letting you go so easily. We'll come back to you for more. Meanwhile, we have the book's illustrator here, and let's speak to them as well for a quick word. Pooja, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, good evening, Pooja. All
Good
right,
evening, ma'am.
right. Pooja joins us from the beautiful locales of Srinagar.
Yeah.
All right. So Pooja, let's talk about the design journey of it. Um, what I really enjoy is when my young author and then my wonderful designer who's here, Pooja, join on the call. And I love to see this mix of very creative people. I only do stick figures. So for me to see the idea translated into the illustrations has always been a wonderful experience. And in this case, I have to say that I think getting Dia's ideas were just brilliant. I leave Pooja to talk about how she felt. But Pooja, when we started out, Dia had already given us an idea of what her cover could be, and we did various points revisions on this cover. How was the experience for you? I think at the end we created a fantastic cover, but do tell us about that experience of working with Dia.
Okay. So, first of all, congratulations to Dia and her family for the book launch. The book is amazing and very well written. So, my experience with Dia and this book was good. Like the feedback given by Dia, the feedback was very constructive, and the ideas were great. So I love working with Dia on this book.
Tell us about your own experience also of the book, Pooja, of the story and how you work through the illustrations, especially the inside illustrations.
Yeah. So I also like the books which are kind of includes fairy elements. So this book includes a lot of fairy elements, the locket, and there are a lot of butterflies we have used in this book. So yeah, the experience was amazing, and I also like those fairy things.
Pooja, and what is your favorite illustration of the book?
I think the one of the locket. It has a lot of details, leaves. So I like that locket.
Thank you so much, Pooja. Always a pleasure to speak with you. Pooja, of course, a very humble and accomplished illustrator who's designed now close to 50 children's books and has been selected, the work has been selected to be presented to Ms. Draupadi Murmu, President of India. She's also the first prize winner of the dissertation at her university, in which she created a very unique product, which is a sticker book for inclusive children. The whole idea being making neuro-neutral products which will help all children play together. So congratulations to you for that, Pooja. And of course, we look forward to more.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. And now we move on to the proud parents, Surbhi and Colonel Nitin. Could we speak to
Yeah.
you now?
Yes, surely. We are very excited.
Why don't you start, Surbhi? I know you have a lot to say. I'm not going to ask you the question. You go ahead.
Oh, I think it's better not to ask me anything. I like for Myra, I have overflowing emotions, and I think no word can justify the kind of emotions that I have. If you ask me anything specific, I can give you. Otherwise, I don't have words to express how happy and like what I'm feeling right now.
All right, I'll give you a question. Okay, this is for both of you. When Dia first started writing, what was that moment when you thought, oh, she's actually writing well? And, you felt that, in this case, butterflies, we have so many in the book. What is that butterflies in your tummy moment when you felt, wow, this is my daughter and she's writing that stuff, that pride of a parent? What is that moment? Share with us.
Absolutely. So Dia is a deep thinker. She has been a deep thinker since childhood. Her perspectives and the way she pictures and analyzes a situation or an idea, it has always surprised us. Even when she was doing those make sentences at primary school level, I knew that she might become a good writer someday. So I think back then, it was back then when I realized that yes, the kind of sentences that she would come up with, there was a they were very vivid. They were like not like the ones we generally write. So I think we had a trigger, right? Always, it was always there.
Colonel Nitin, would you like to add to that?
Yeah, she is very good at whatever she does. and she has got a strong will. Whatever she decides that she has to do it, she goes all out that I have to learn first and reinvent. And it's a very natural thought process. That is very good about her. So you give a very difficult situation, but the reply she comes about is very natural, and you'll find this is ideal answer. Even I was not able to think that way. So that perspective of thinking so deep and correctly, that is very good and very natural. So I like it very much.
So before we started this call, we were just chatting among everybody who had joined, and we had a very proud family member who said that we are very proud because this is the first author in our family. I guess, Surbi, you are also an author yourself. And tell us about that as well. Do you think it's something to do with genes as well? It helps that you, of course, you knew something about writing there.
Uh, no, I don't think so. That actually, I have not rubbed upon her. She is. I think she has been rubbing upon me. If I could say that, she is actually. I'm her biggest admirer, and also still bigger critique. You know, uh, what I have done to her is to. I've just told one thing always, that to do good in any field, one has to be good and clean at the core. She's a very good soul. And if I may say so, that she's also quite tough to deal with sometimes. Her strong logics and creative plunges are often tests of my patience. I just try my bit, fanning the flames, and keep kindling her to be a keen observer and construct a thought process that makes her feel proud of herself. That is what is, I think, the most important thing.
Oh, that beautifully put, like a writer would. So, Karnathan, I'd like to ask you this question. This is not just for as a parent, but as someone who's watched Dia grow, and she has multiple talents as well. Writing is just one of them. So, tell us about your tips or something that this journey of parenting has taught you that you'd like to share with others.
I generally keep quiet, ma'am. She's very well talented, blessed, I must say, and very clear thought process. Even at times, there have been times I wonder while she's growing up that there are lot of things from her that I should learn and imbibe. So I basically keep quiet and let her grow, and she should have her own wings.
That calls for a parenting book. So, dad and mom will write that parenting book, and forward will be from Dia. All right. Thank you so much for joining. But I'd still like to hear one more last thing from you before we close. You have your daughter right there on the screen. What is a message you'd like to give her today, both of you?
Firstly, I'll congratulate Dia, all the very best, and it's an excellent effort on your part. There are many good people around you to guide you, polish, and make you shine. It requires a lot of courage to convert your thoughts into words and then into actions. So many people think of doing something, but they do not have the courage to implement it. I cheer for your Josh. Keep it up, and all the very best.
Thank
Yes,
you.
ditto.
Right. That's beautiful. What about you, Dia? You have a message for your parents.
Um, they're everything I could ever ask for, so I don't think I need to tell anything to them. But I am very grateful to have them, and to have their support is a very big thing for me.
So lovely. And look at so many stars and hearts that we are getting as part of this conversation. I mean, that's proof of how loved you're all in your community, in your family, with your friends. And it's wonderful to bask in this adoration that you have among each other. We wish you all the best. I know this is not this is just the first book for Dia. Many, many more to come for her. And of course, to you, proud parents, many more milestones for you to enjoy your daughter. Thank you so much for joining. Dia, I'll see you in a bit again. But now I want to bring someone who's very special to you. This is your friend with whom you wrote your book. So come on in, Myra. How are you?
Hi, Archana. Nice to see you again.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. Thank you, Myra. So, Myra, I have a question for you. You had your own book launch a couple of weeks ago. Now you're watching your friend do this book launch. Tell me about that first day when you started. Did you even think of that, the day will come very soon in which you both have your book launches almost back to back?
Never. Um, I first met Dia in fourth grade. I still remember how excited I was at the mention of a new girl joining in our class. Um, from the moment I saw her, something about her presence captivated me, and it wanted me to speak to her. And I think we've been like friends ever since then. And even living at different parts of the world, our bond didn't break. So who would have thought that one day we'd be sitting at each other's book launches? Like, this is only something that our younger selves could have ever dreamed of. Yeah.
That's beautiful, Myra. And tell us about Dia as a writer. What do we not know about her? You can tell us the inside information.
When Dia focuses on something, I know she gives it her all. Like, even she sometimes she used to write so fast and she used to intimidate me. Like, oh my god, I have to catch up now. So yeah, we both did a lot in pushing each other. We motivated each other, challenged each other, and kept each other going. And I think without each other, we wouldn't be at this incredible day. And I'm just so proud of her. And I'm I'm so proud of her, and so excited to get the physical copy of her book, and I'm going to read it all over again. Like, the excitement is at peak right now. Um, let me just say that writing is a very lonely process. It's just you, your thoughts, and your imaginary characters. But having Dia by my side throughout the process transformed it into something truly special. I know this milestone is only the beginning of both of us, and I know we'll continue to have each other's backs for as long as we can, and we'll reach to new heights. Together, we'll keep chasing our dreams one page at a time.
Oh, that
That
was
was
so
so nice.
beautiful.
Thank you.
You're
Beautiful.
welcome.
Okay, Dia, you tell us a line about having Myra as your writing buddy. How did that help you?
Yeah, as I mentioned, it was a very big support for me. So when you're writing, you know that you're not alone. So that's something really magical to experience.
Absolutely. They say that if you want to walk fast, you walk alone. But if you want to walk far, you walk with others. And I think that's what this book writing process was all about. Congratulations to you, girls. You did it. All right. I'll now call upon Surbhi again. I know that Surbhi has called some very special speakers who I know are going to be amazing. And we can't wait to hear about them. Surbhi, please let us know and please introduce these special speakers to us.
So, yes, we are blessed to have many loved ones, family, and friends. Uh, and I'm sure everyone would have a word to say, and we would come to them. But to start with, um, I would like to call upon Brigadier Suesh Sharma, who is a decorated serving army officer and a recipient of Vishisht Seva Medal. He is also an author. His books, Musings of Military Mind and Sense in the Nonsense, are just a glimpse of how artistically he turns his observations into prose. The art with which he knits his words into expression is magical, and we have been learning a lot. I've been learning a lot from him for past 20 plus years, myself, my kids, everyone, each one of us in the family. He's also a regular blogger and a very has got a very engaging viewership. I look forward to getting his notifications when he's writing next. Above all, he is a wonderful soul. He's a big motivator and very, very special to us. His blessings means a lot to us. Over to you, Brigadier Sharma.
Yeah, Surabhi, I must say that you, as always, go overboard while, showering all this praise on me. And this occasion is for Dia, not for me, because it is Dia's special day. And I'm so proud of her because this girl, I've been watching her grow and I have been following her path. Firstly, uh, I must say that she is mature way beyond her years. That is actually evident by her writing. I have read her first book. I've been reading her stories, which Surbi has been very kind to share with me. And it's always amazed me that this small little girl, I mean, children have imagination, but to convert that imagination into something on paper or be able to key it in these days, it's phenomenal. So, and apart from that, it requires a lot of discipline. And that is another aspect about Dia, which is admirable. Because to be a writer and that to be able to write fiction, so many pages, you've got to sit down. It requires tremendous amount of discipline. And I dare say that I fail many a times when I actually think that I should be able to finish off something like that. I am not in a position to do that. So hats off to Dia for the discipline. And the third aspect about Dia, which I would like to compliment, is that she's a student and she's got umpteen things on her plate. And despite that, to be able to find time for this hobby of hers, and it is definitely amazing. So, Dia, once again, I'm really looking forward to reading this book of yours, as I was in the previous occasion. And I mentioned, in fact, I also reviewed the book, and I found that your writing has got tremendous potential, and I'm sure you'll grow in the years to come. And from my side, all that I can say is wishing you the very best and may God bless you in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You're such a big inspiration for me.
Thank you so much, Brigadier Sharma.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
so much. You mean a lot to us and to each one of us, actually. We also have a, a very loving and a very adorable individual, Dia's teacher. Maybe 10 years back, she taught her. She was a foundation pillar. The love that she showered upon her made her so confident that I think where she stands today is actually due to that. She made Dia is so fond of her. I mean, Dia, I don't know any day when she doesn't talk about a love showered over by Shivani ma'am, while she was in UKG. Now she's the principal. She's joined us from Ambala, Chandigarh, Ambala, between that. And I would like to have a few words of love and blessings from Shivani ma'am.
Good evening, everybody. And my goodness, my Dia, my lovely baby, this is for you, bacha. Yes, I am blessed to have such a wonderful child like you. I have taught you, and today itself, I got a beautiful that memory. Your mother, Dia, she sent me a beautiful picture of ours, you and me together. You must have seen that. I got it in the WhatsApp, and those memories, they just flooded back. I have to tell this, Archana. Dia used to be, I have taught her when she was in UKG. And like now I'm heading one of the APS here in Ambala, in the Cant. And that those times I used to be teaching in UKG in Kharga. So she's a Kharga product, Khargaite baby. And during that time also, I mean, this girl was very focused. Dia was totally focused. She was also the appointment in the school, and so very meticulous in her work. And that really shows the way that she is stepping up the ladder. I'm so proud of you, my bacha. I'm so proud of you and love you from my heart. Loads of blessings to you, Mira Bacha. Loads of blessings. And I am surely going to read this book of yours. I'm so eager to actually buy a copy for myself and I'm going to flaunt it. Look, this is my ex student who has written. And Dia, you are going places with the way that your book launch that I am seeing and I'm hearing amazing, wonderful comments from everybody. And you deserve all the accolades. You really, really are proving. I mean, you are doing wonderfully well, bringing laurels to yourself, to your parents, and to, of course, to me too. And love you so much, Mira Bacha. Fantabulous. I'm so happy to see you and to attend this book launch of yours. Really, really. So sweet.
Thank you so much. You were actually the reason I went to school in UKG, and I'm so fond of you. So thank you very much.
I love you, Beta. So sweet. And all the very best for everything, for many more such books that you write, and for many, many, many more amazing things that the future holds for you, Bacha. All the very
Thank you very
best.
much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome.
Over to you, Archana.
Such beautiful messages for you, Dia. And to see a teacher so proud of a student, I think that has made everybody's day. That's the kind of teachers we all want to have. Teachers who support us, who see us for all the unique things that we do. And that shows me that the future is safe in the hands of wonderful teachers like yourself, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And Brigadier Sir, your words just echoed with all of us here. The way you spoke, I think all of us took something valuable back from the words that you said. And we'd love to read your book as well. So request you to ping in the chat, the link to your book. And I'm sure a lot of us would love to get a copy of that as well. All right. So
Roger,
now,
well, of course, that will be a pleasure, and I would
yes,
really love comments from somebody who's, in the field and who really enjoys this particular genre or hobby. I'm sure I'll look forward to that. I'll do that right away.
thank you, sir. All right, moving on. I think now is the time that we do a very quick rapid fire with the author. And I know all of you know what rapid fire means, but basically it's a series of questions that are quite fast and coming at Dia. And Dia, you don't have time to think about these answers. So you basically just have to say the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay? All right, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Rapid Fire. Today, we have on Rapid Fire a very rapid fire young author. That's Dia Khanna, and she is the author of the book, The Other Human. That is already very exciting to all our young readers. But let's get to know more about this young writer and what makes her tick. All right, Dia, so here are your questions. Remember, you don't have time to think. All right, so just tell us the first thing that comes to your mind. All right, your first question. If you could describe your book in one word, it would be?
Magical.
You have an exam coming up, but you just got a brilliant idea. What would you do? Would you study for the exam or would you write your story?
I think I would write the main thought behind it somewhere and then continue preparing with my exam.
Very, very smart. Okay, if you were stranded at an island and you could only take 3 things with you, what would you take?
On an island, okay. So seashells and some things which I find interesting. For example, if I see a very beautiful flower or something unique, I would take that.
What about your book? You had one more option left.
Oh, wasn't the book with me already? I think was it on the island? All right.
That's the right answer. Of course, it's on the island. Okay, what's your favorite snack to eat while you write?
I usually don't really eat while writing. I think I would rather prefer green tea.
Okay. If you found yourself in a secret world, just like your character, what would your first reaction be?
Um, I won't be much surprised because I already live in a world like that in my mind.
All right, fantastic. So it would be and just another day for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever written a character based on someone in real life?
I think my characters are a mixture of personality traits from people I meet in real life.
All right. If you write a character with gray shades, who's actually based on somebody that you know, would you tell them?
Um, I don't think so. I would.
So can we assume there is somebody in this book who's been influenced?
You never know.
You never know is right. So now people have to just keep guessing and don't piss off an author the wrong way. You might just be the villain in the next book. Okay, if you got a boon from a genie, what would you wish for? And remember, you can't wish for three more wishes.
Can you repeat that?
If you got a boon from a genie, you could wish for anything. What would you wish for? But don't wish for more wishes.
Okay, I would wish for an endless supply of books.
That's wonderful. Um, if your book was turned into a movie, who will play the lead roles of Leo and Astrid?
When I imagine my book into a movie, I think I would prefer it to be animated. I think that would do it more justice.
All right. Animated 3D coming up very soon in theaters near you. And when, final question, when can we expect your next book? And what genre are you going to write this time?
Uh, I'm actually thinking about it. I'm about to start writing in a week or so. Uh, though I think all my thoughts come while writing, but I'm going to do it mystery.
All right, there you have it. The big mystery is solved. The biggest mystery was when are you writing your next book and what genre it's going to be. And I think for us readers, very excited that you've already thought of something and that you're writing. And I'm sure that you are going to come up with that brilliant book very soon. On behalf of Team Bookosmia, very, very excited to have published this book. Already seeing some wonderful early reviews as this book has already hit the market and we have our books coming already. For all of you here, I'm going to paste the link in the chat. This is the link to Dia's book. Request you to all to buy this book for yourself, but also to gift it to someone who's going to love it. We feel that this is a universal book that people of all ages will love. We certainly have loved it here. It's been one of my favorite reads, along with Myra's book this year. So I'm sure that you will love it as well. Thank you so much for joining in. It's been a wonderful book launch. And once again, mighty congratulations to Dia, proud parents, grandparents, every single one of you for making this day special. And of course, we wish her the best for many, many books ahead.
Thank you so much, Archana, for taking up this effort. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for organizing this up and motivating my girl. And if I say my girls, Myra is like, I always wanted Myra's book to be published first because she is equally loved and equally important to me. Yes, and as I mentioned earlier, my many more girls are getting ready to publish. They have already started thinking and they've already started writing also. And this is a beautiful place to be. And to see all the lovely people, our mentors, our loved ones. I mean, the feeling is overwhelming, and I just can't express through my words. Our son, who is in Mysore right now, he's doing his MBBS, and he has joined us with a lot of tantrums to Dia, as a brother would do. And so I would like if he has anything to say for his sister.
First of all, congratulations, Dia. After a lot of effort and hard work, this day has come. But I'll remind you when you were younger, you didn't like to read books at all. I had to hand her my books and tell her to read. I would force her to read something, but she was quite hesitant and didn't want to read books. She said that, no, I don't want to read books. Books are not fun, this and that. And once, out of nowhere, she started reading a book called The Case of Candy Bandit. After that, I don't know how, she started reading books. First Harry Potter, then Famous Five, Secret Seven, all of that. And from there, her flair for reading and writing had come up. She was, after that moment, she was into books a lot. And Dia, I'm taking your credit a little bit, but it's okay. Now that you have written
Yeah,
your own book, we are all so proud of you, and keep doing more, to keep doing better, and all the best.
Thank you so much.
The credit always goes to the brother, actually. Brother pushed her. Yes, of course, she never wanted to read books. But you forgot to mention that at that age, she was, I think, maybe 4 years old or 4.5 years old. And she only wanted picture books. And at that time, you used to tell her, no, don't read picture books. Have novels in your hands, right? So good. Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Shub, for boosting her up morale to the level where now she has read way more number of books than you, right?
I would not accept that. That's not true.
Okay, okay, I accept. Right. So we also have a few questions coming up for Dia from many writers to be, actually. So they have their questions here. Please raise your hands if you have any question, anyone who has any question to ask. Oh, we have Astrid. Come on, Dia, there's Astrid here with us. Okay, Astrid, we go to you for the first question, please.
Yes, Dia, which notorious character troubled you the most on your journey to writing this splendid book?
Uh, all right. I think it would be unfair to ask an author what was like a notorious character, but there were a few moments where I felt like some character was troubling me in writing, but I won't reveal that. I think you should read the book and guess.
Great, nice. Oh, we have Gianna. Gianna, would you like to ask the next question?
Yes, please. So, they are in a world where every human has a double. What's one thing that Leo or Astrid did that their double might prefer to skip? Like, what's one adventurous stunt that they pulled off?
All right. I think Astrid would want to, investigate on some other areas if she knew what was going to come in the future. So she would change her situation a little bit. I'm trying to answer this without giving up much about the plot. So I guess, yeah, I can tell you after you read the book.
Okay.
Great going. Raina, yes, what's your question for Dia?
Okay, when you actually wrote the words the end, what feelings immediately struck you? Was it sorrow that you lost your friends, maybe the characters? Or perhaps that you were feeling that, oh my god, that's a burden away. I'm so glad.
I think I felt a sense of relief washing over me because I wrote this story as a character. So when they solved the mystery, a part of me was relieved that I felt as if I solved the mystery. So I think that would be the answer, relief.
Are you satisfied with your answer, Raina?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Priyana, what's your question to Dia?
Okay. If you could spend a day in the world of your book, what would you do first?
I think I would go to Fairy Village because the way I described it using my own words made me want to go there immediately.
Oh, that's lovely.
Okay. We have Myra. Myra, bombard her with some tough question.
I want to know if your main character could change anything you wrote in your story or anything in the plot, what would they change?
Uh, I think the main character would be quite satisfied with this story I gave them. But definitely, I think there were a few problems and where someone was spying on the main character. So I think that the main character wouldn't want that to happen.
Right. So, by the way, Dia and Myra were writing together. Myra being in Canada, Dia being in Delhi. But I'm sure you never knew, both of you, like what were you writing? What you were writing at that time,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Didn't.
Right? Till now, do you know the stories? Like Dia has read Myra's story now, but Myra, you don't know about Dia's story, right?
Briefly, like I know some parts, but I
Yeah.
haven't like
You
I'll
don't
read
know
it
what's,
properly once I get the physical copy.
yeah, exactly. You don't know what has happened.
But I think both mine and Dia's book wouldn't be possible without Captain Yorpush and Miss Mohan's.
Definitely.
Definitely, yeah. So I
Yeah.
just like to thank both of you.
I would take the credit of having the leash around when these girls would say, "Oh, we have exam. Oh, we have an assignment." I would say, "No, please sit," and I would just make sure that they are writing. That's all. Or they were chatting, or they were doing whatever. Just be in that zone. I think I would take credit for that for sure. Okay, we have.
Undoubtedly, Surbhi, it was your danda since beginning.
No, girls,
Thank
have
you
I
for
ever
that.
shown the danda? No, I've never shown the danda. I've been very polite and very humble.
I know. Just kidding.
Anna, do you
I
call
think
that
they
danda?
needed. I think they needed the right push, and that's what they got from you and from Arjuna.
It's only love and lots and lots and lots and lots of love. We have Ishita Mami, who is I think maybe in a train or something, who herself is a journalist with the Hindu, would like to say something for Dia, a very acclaimed and very famous journalist from the
Hello,
Hindu.
everyone.
Hello.
So, thank you for the introduction. Even enough for today. So, I hope I'm audible to everyone.
We are trying to listen to you. Yes, all ears.
Yeah, so I hope I'm audible. So, though I joined the interesting interaction very late, but I just wanted to tell one thing about Dia, that I can imagine that what creativity she has put in this book, because I've seen a lot of greeting cards that she makes for all of us on the birthdays. So I know the level of her creativity. So if this much creativity in an hour's greeting card, I can imagine what kind of creativity she has put in a book, for which she might have given some many months, I guess. Right, Dia?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm looking. I'll be reading the first fictional child book now in my life,
That's wonderful, I
and
guess. I hope you have a great time doing that.
so every child, all the best for all of you, and good luck.
Thank
I
you
just
Thank you
so
would
so
much.
like to wind up before the internet connection goes in the train where I'm trapped, because I'm traveling right now.
Right. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you. Now,
Okay.
is there anyone else who would like to say anything for Dia? I mean, Dia is looking forward to love. Before we close this meet, Nani wants to say something. Dadi wants to say something. Yeah, Nani? Na Dadi? Nani is there, right?
Yes. Dear, congratulations.
Thank you.
I, being her nanny, cannot define my love and blessings for Dia in words. Dia, you are like a flower. You bloom with grace and you will our hearts with joy. The best I like about her is that Dia shows that nothing is impossible. All the best, my doll. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you.
Hello, Dia. I'm her Bua from Delhi. Congratulations, Dia. Dia is a wonderful person, wonderful soul, beautiful soul. She's a gem of her family, I've already told you. A wonderful person. And Dia, stay grounded always, and you will rise high in your life. Be connected to your roots, and you will see wonders will happen to you. Babaji is always there, and all our blessings are with you. Our whole family, grandma, Dadi Mama is also there, Fufaji, Sriti Didi, and Samriddhi, all have sent best wishes to your way. God bless you, my
Thank
dear.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, do we have anyone else? Right? I think
Hi, Shilpa this side.
I should.
Uh, I'm Diaz Masi, and I'd like to take this opportunity, pleasantly surprised to hear about her writing a book. I'm an avid book reader myself, and next time when we meet, I invite you to my collection of a lot of books that you have access to now. I don't like to share my books, but I will happily lend you anything that you want from my library. So, all the best, Dia. Super proud of you. This is a great accomplishment at this young age. And really happy to see your love for books come alive and you being a published author now.
Thank you
Congratulations
so
once
much.
again to the entire family for having supported her in accomplishing this. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.